Damn right. And you're gonna make a difference.
This one comes with a basic sort of digital package.
Hey, you can make money off my name, make it, okay?
You got the power to change lives, right?
Hello and welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. If you're interested in creating your own digital product or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. Whether you're just starting out or have been working on your digital product for a while, we hope that our podcast will provide valuable insights and inspiration to help you on your journey. Take it away, Barry.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. So how easily do you give up? How easily does it take for you to throw in the towel? You know, if you'd a flop on your back and show the world your belly. Are you one of those people who just gives up at the slightest resistance, or are you someone who digs their heels in and keeps pushing forward? Now, the reason I'm talking about that is I was just listening to the great Dan Kennedy. I was listening to his podcast this morning, and he was talking to a gentleman, I think it was on Mindset and Mastery, I think the episode was. Now, this particular gentleman who lives in the UK, he does a lot of business coaching, and him and Dan were kind of ping-ponging over and back about success and why some people are successful and why other people aren't. You know, you'll find that some people will be given the exact same information. They'll be given the same videos, the same books, the same content. And then you'll find somebody will just take off and have great success, and the other person will do nothing, even though they have been given the same kind of resources. And they're just kind of thinking, well, Dan knew the answer to the question, but he was asking the man, why does that happen? Why do you think some people are unsuccessful even though they have the same information as everyone else? Now, this particular man, he gave a couple of reasons, but the two ones that really stood out for me was that people give up too easily and then people dabble. Now, I was just listening as I was walking my dog somewhere this morning, and I was just kind of thinking back through all the projects I've done in the past and how committed I was and how I gave up so easily in the past. You know, when I think back to some of the things I did, you know, I could I used to sometimes take maybe a public domain book, dress it up, put a nice book cover on it, create a nice sales letter for it, try to sell it, and then if I didn't get one or two sales, I would just walk away and leave it. You know, I never went back to that sales letter. I didn't think, well, is there any way I can make the sales letter better? Is there any way I can make it more enticing that someone will buy it? No, I just gave up and left it there. And sometimes when I would build a website for a month or so, when maybe my hosting account, when it was maybe due to pay the following month's payment, sometimes I would just let it go. I would let them close down my account. I'd let them delete all my websites, all the blog posts that I had, and then I'd start the following month. And I kept doing that over and over again. Now, when you think about it, I don't know what I was thinking about at the time. It was so crazy that I would just let everything fall away by the wayside. But how did I think I was going to be successful back then? How did I think I was going to build anything or build any momentum if I was just kind of half projects all over the place, not being committed to it, and just dabbling here, there, and everywhere? Now, sometimes you do need to dabble. Sometimes you do need to test a couple of things before you get an idea, well, I like this, I would like to go down this route, or maybe I'll go this way or that way. You know, when you're a beginner, you do have to dabble. You do have to try a lot of things out before you find out what you're comfortable doing and then head off in that direction. But when you head off in that direction, you should keep going in that direction. You should keep creating content, creating products, always kind of be trying to improve your business, your sales letters, your emails, whatever it is you're doing. So that's what I want to ask you. What are you like? How committed are you? What are you like when you face some resistance? Do you give up? I remember the great Bob Proctor saying one time that, you know, he was broke for a long, long time before he became successful. But he used to go to a lot of seminars. And he said one time that, you know, he was always trying to find out what was the secret of making money. How can I improve my mindset? How can I get to the goal that I want to get to? And he said one time that he signed up for a seminar, or he was actually going to host a seminar himself. And some of the people he was talking to, he said, well, I'll be hosting a seminar in this part of the city. And the people at the time said, well, you know, if you had it in the south part of the city, well, I'd go to it. Because it's on the north side of the city, you know, I'm not interested. It's too far away. It's too far for me to travel to. And like Bob knew the advice he had at the time could make a huge difference in those people's lives. He could have helped their mindset, allowed them to make more money, you know, have a greater life. But the fact is they wouldn't go from one part of the city over to the other part to attend his seminar. And like as Bob said, in his own case, because he was sick and tired of poverty and all the problems he was going through, he said he would walk the length of the planet to speak to anyone who could make a difference in his life. And yet these people said they wanted to make a difference in their life, and they wouldn't travel from one side of the city over to the other side of the city just to go and see a seminar. So if you are maybe not getting results that you're, looking to achieve, that's probably two places you need to start looking. Are you a dabbler? Have you focused on one thing yet? Or are you all over the place? And again, how committed are you? How much do you really, really want it? Now, if you're not committed, be honest with yourself. If you're not committed to writing a book, don't write that book. Don't do things that you're not committed to. Don't tell everyone else that you are going to do those things if you're not committed to it. But if you are committed to it, push yourself. Don't give up at the least resistance. Don't take no for an answer. Don't allow someone's negative comment to stop you in your tracks. If you don't have the knowledge, don't be scared to go over to YouTube. Don't be scared to go over to Google. Don't be scared to reach out to someone and say, can you help me with this question? How can you help me? Again, that surprises me sometimes. Sometimes I explain things to people, and I found it myself with a Google search. And I know they could find it themselves with a Google search, but they didn't do that. And then as I'm giving them advice, I'm thinking at the back of my mind, is this person really committed? Am I wasting my time giving this person this information when they wouldn't actually look for the information themselves? So think about that today. Are you a dabbler? And how committed are you? And if you're not, well, I'm sorry, you're not going to have much success in this business. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Discover how to finally make money while you sleep. Click on the link in the show notes now for your free copy of Digital Cash. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.